This developer just got their very first pull request on a GitHub repo, and it was completely unexpected. This developer just got their very first pull request on a GitHub repo, and it was completely unexpected. They posted about it on the open source subreddit, sharing the surprise and joy of realizing that someone out there actually found their project useful enough to contribute back. It is one of those quiet milestones that every open source maintainer dreams about and works toward every single day, the moment when your little side project starts to matter to someone else. The project in question is called iForth, which is a Jupyter kernel for the Forth programming language. It is written in Python and tagged with topics including Forth, Jupyter, Jupyter kernels, and Python. According to the GitHub page, this is a fork of the original iForth repository by J.D. Freder. The repo currently has 3 stars and is looking for contributors, with a Help Wanted label visible on the project page. So what exactly is Forth? It is a stack-based programming language that uses postfix notation, meaning operations come after their operands rather than before. It is one of the oldest programming languages still in use today, known for its minimalism and power. Forth was designed in the 60s and has a dedicated community of enthusiasts who appreciate its elegant approach to computation. Running Forth inside Jupyter notebooks gives it a modern interactive environment while keeping its classic character. The README includes a detailed explanation of how Jupyter kernels work under the hood. Jupyter is essentially a front-end that communicates with a computation server via a protocol called the Jupyter Protocol. All Jupyter needs to know about a kernel is which ports to use to communicate different kinds of messages. The Jupyter stack consists of the front-end, the Jupyter server which manages files and launches kernels, and the kernel itself which actually executes the code. The front-end and kernel do not share memory, they talk over 5 distinct logical channels. Shell for the main request and reply loop, I/O pub for broadcasting side effects like output, stdin for user input, control for high-priority system commands, and heartbeat for a simple ping and pong keep-alive socket. Installation requires 2 prerequisites. Jupyter and gforth must be available in the environment path. The repo supports 2 installation methods using either the UV package manager or pip. With UV, you run the tool install command followed by a self-install command to register the kernel. With pip, you install the package, then run a module command to register it. A quick verification step is to run the Jupyter kernel spec list command to confirm the Forth kernel appears. The README notes that it is currently supported on Linux only because gforth does not work on Windows, and it has not been tested on Mac OS. The repo maintainer has documented several known limitations that anyone contributing should be aware of. The kernel detects when gforth has finished a line by watching for its OK or compiled prompt, which means Forth code whose own output ends with those words can be mistaken for the prompt and truncate the rest of that line. Words that read from stdin like key, accept, and refill are not yet supported because the kernel provides no way to send input to a running word. And the quit command is not handled because, since it does no output, the kernel cannot detect when a line is complete, so the cell just hangs in the running state. When the developer shared their excitement on the open source subreddit, the community response was a simple congratulations from a user named MPGaming9000, followed by a humble thanks from the author. It is interesting that the post had 0 score and 0 comments, which speaks to how quiet and niche the open source subreddit can be. But the feeling of having someone find your project useful is real regardless of the numbers. The takeaway here is that every big open source project started with someone putting code out there and hoping someone would find it useful. This repo has only 3 stars and is still looking for contributors, which means there is still room for someone to make that first contribution and become part of something. The developer posted a link to a collab notebook tour for anyone who wants to try it out, and the wiki page is marked as needing documentation updates. So there is an open invitation for anyone interested in fourth or Jupyter kernels to jump in. If you enjoy niche programming languages and Jupyter ecosystems, check out the i4th repo and see if you can help grow it. And if you are a maintainer waiting for that first PR, keep going, it is coming. See you next time.